Sunny ways, my friends. Sunny ways.
You sneaky. You're running as an outsider.
I am an outsider.
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of when we have water bottles out of plastic. Away from plastic towards paper, like drink box water bottles. So that
Well, Lottie frickin' God!
You're ready to fight, aren't you? I can feel
I intend to resign as party leader, as prime minister.
Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no integrity.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Mr. Prime Minister, will there always be a Canada?
There will always be a Canada.
All right, elbows up.
Elbows up.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
So the answer to that is to stop being stupid.
My great pleasure to introduce my husband, the Prime Minister who will make Canada strong. And Canada full!
I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Thank you. It will be an honor to continue to fight for you and to be a champion of your cause as we go forward.
Let's fucking go.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. Welcome to Friday Night Fringe here on the channel. Wow, that almost took it out of me. If you missed this morning's video, I'm a little under the weather, a little sick. You know, the joy about the teachers' strike is that all the kids are home, and of course, they're bringing everything in. And it was just last night, like it
just hit really hard,
like a wall, like a big wall with a door, and the germs did not come in legally. Okay. The Trump might be a little off tonight, but that's okay. We're still going to have fun with it. I hope you guys had a great week. Joining me, of course, as always tonight, the beautiful Mrs. Fringe. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Great day. Took some time off, put the feet up, had some of Mike's Freedom Honey, felt better. We're on the path to...
I've been giving it to the sick one all week, so he's really enjoying that.
Getting on the path. We're getting better, folks. We're going to get a lot better. We got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot of things happening in Alberta. And as the thumbnail says, and again, I apologize for the crappy thumbnail. Again, my health was not in good shape this afternoon, but the show must go on. We're closer to independence than everyone thinks. I'm going to show you how that's happening tonight here on the show. Let's get a good old-fashioned roll call going on. Let people get in. Get them. Yeah. Let them get in here. They're going to love it. They're going to love it. We're going to tell Carney to go get some lollipops. Let me know where you're watching from. I want to try and get one person from every province in the country. Let's see how many Americans we got up in the stream tonight as well. Got Nelson Cade coming in from New Brunswick. Welcome in. We got Carrie joining. Happy Friday for my Canadian friends from Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome into our American viewers. We love our Americans. They're wonderful. God, that Trump is so hard to do when I'm sick. Strange Brew joining from Ontario. Wish I was out there in Alberta with you. Come on out.
Yeah,
the water's
we need more
nice.
sane people out here.
Get on out here. We got Delphine joining us from Fort Mac. We've got Tina joining us from Georgia, the good old USA. We got Whiskey saying, "Hey, Fringe. Hey, how are you? Welcome in. Good to have you here." Totes joining us from a very rainy Phoenix, Arizona. That's okay. Rain's not a bad thing. Carol and Gerald joining us from Calgary as well, as always. We got Steve coming in from Cochrane. We got Raptor Guy coming in from Scarborough, Ontario. Becca CRI joining us from Lloyd. Mike Freedom Honey joining us from Beaver County. We got Mystical Peace coming in from Ohio in the good old United States. And wonderful America. Gotta love America. John and Tammy are joining us from Lac La Biche tonight in Ontario. Great to have you there. My favorite mod named Ingrid is joining us tonight. Ingrid and Charlie are joining us from Okotoks, Alberta. Welcome in. Great to have you here. Cowbell, you guys are already up for cowbell?
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
It shot the comments forward. Now I'm missing a whole bunch of people here. Julie Fraser's joining us from Leduc. Kat's joining us from Niagara Falls. Gary's coming in from New Jersey. You're from Jersey? I'm from Jersey. You guys remember that on Saturday Night Live? Dill Doe Urton. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Grand Prairie, Alberta, welcome in. Carolyn's joining us from London, Ontario. Skull's coming in from Ohio as well. Welcome in. Kevin says Danielle's lost. Time for independence. I don't think it's as bad as you think it is. We're going to talk about it tonight. Marika coming in from the woke city of Montreal, as she claims. Welcome in. It's great to have you here. Whiskies is joining us from Edmonton. TJ Mackie Max coming in from Alberta and grew up in the U.S. Welcome in. Manuel from Ontario. We got Earl coming in from Minnesota. I love Minnesota. We talked about going to Minneapolis.
We did, yeah.
At one point, because I remember as a kid, my family took us to Minneapolis for the opening of the Mall of America, and it was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Love that town. Derek says, Derek has Zackley disease. His face looks exactly like his butt. Oh, that's funny. Try another one, Derek. Come on. Janet coming in from Belleville, Ontario. We got Sean coming in from Stratford, Ontario. Somebody coming in from Red Deer. I don't know who.
I love how clever these names
somebody.
are.
Phoebe Long's coming in from Alberta. We got PJ coming in from the GTA in Toronto. Get out of there. Welcome in. It's good to have you here. Wesley Snipes, the chat's rolling fast. It's one of the problems I have on stream. I try to get as many as I can.
It's a good problem. I mean, we have a great community. I love that they all talk within each other as well. It's awesome.
Cal says, good to see you're feeling a bit better. Your Trump impression still sounds spot on. I am not feeling better. In fact, I am just drugged to the roof. So
yeah,
hopefully we can get through the show tonight. I got to tell you, the Fringe took a lot of medications. Now I'm ready to go.
You're doing good.
Somebody said earlier, is this because you got the jab? No, I'm a pureblood. I don't do the jab. We're doing it live anyways. Let's guys, I got to get caught up in the chat. I got to get caught up with you guys. Luca already giving a $10 super chat. Some funds for cough drops, syrup, Vicks, NyQuil, capital N, small Y, big Q. I love that Q. There's some Dennis Leary for you, or whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
Get better. You know, that's part of the problem was that I took NyQuil last night, and it's almost like I was 50-50, but I took NyQuil to go to sleep, and it's like as soon as I take it, my body says, okay, we can be sick now. And it was like the worst feeling in the world.
And it just hits. Man cold.
Man cold. Really bad man cold. Raptor Guy, $5 super chat. What do you think of Olivia Chow's bat throw? You know, it was, I mean, anything Olivia Chow does is disgraceful. It's sad to see. Pitiful. Raptor Guy with a $2 super chat. I guess you can say Derek has a fever. I'm down with the sickness. Thank you for both of those super chats. Carol Munger becoming a member for 12 months. Happy Thanksgiving weekend, Derek and Tiffany and all the Fringe family.
Happy
Same to you
Thanksgiving
as well. It's going to be a crazy weekend.
Yeah.
Is somebody putting 6-7 up in the chat? What is it with kids doing that? Is it
our kids keep doing it? It means nothing.
I don't know what the hell that is.
It's just to annoy people.
I don't know what that is. It's so stupid. Gonna try to get some videos out for you guys this weekend. I know people are out and around for Thanksgiving. Some people just getting by. So the old Fringe will be here to entertain you, at least hopefully, throughout this weekend. I hope you guys are doing well. Everybody's being nice. I have a great announcement to make, a really fun announcement, because we missed our live stream on Wednesday. And I have something really fun I have to do with the chat. Is Maple Kitty in the stream? Maple Kitty is one of my longest viewers. Maple Kitty is a veteran. He's in Edmonton. He's been to all of our meet and greets up here. Absolutely amazing guy. I've really enjoyed anytime I get to chat with Maple Kitty at our meet and greets. And he's one of our veterans that have been left behind by our government, much like all of our veterans. Yep. They're kicked in the teeth and told, hey, you got to figure things out. See you later. I got something for Maple Kitty tonight. Jancor becoming a member for 12 months. Tiff, that reddish brown hair is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Derek, you're not entertaining.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, I guess. Where's Maple Kitty?
I don't see him.
Is he in here? I thought I saw him earlier. I don't see Maple Kitty in here. Well, regardless, we'll just get things out of the way because I got to get the stream moving, folks. We got a lot to talk about. Wednesday night, we had pre-booked an event to go to Hudson's where we actually did our first meet and greet when we moved out
here,
to Spruce Grove. And I pre-booked an event because they had a deal going on that the first 100 tables booked in the door there's Maple Kitty. The first 100 tables booked through the door got this card from Hudson's, and it entitles the bearer of this card to 84 free orders of wings
on game nights.
On game nights when the Oilers are playing, all you got to do is go to Hudson's half an hour before the game. It must be at least half an hour before the game, and you get one free order of wings every time you go. I will be donating this card to Maple Kitty. Thank you for your service to this country, and we want to help you out and help out our vets. We love our vets. So we went to this event. I canceled Wednesday's stream because I knew I wanted to do this for Maple Kitty. He's never asked me to do anything for him. I know he does a lot of work with veterans. He's asked me to come to a lot of events with vets. I love our vets. We wouldn't have the freedoms we have, very far and few as they may be in this country, without our vets and without those who have given their bodies, paid the ultimate price, and fought for our freedoms. So Maple Kitty, I will shoot you an email and arrange, once I'm not sick.
We don't want to share the germs.
Come and drop off that card for you. I really hope you get the use out of it.
And then you can get your free wings for the hockey season.
I hope you make use out of it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get out. Because Hudson's, man, do they have really good wings. I got to give a shout out to Gather Bakery in Spruce Grove as well, because I walked in there as our new roommate, Lori, held a gun to my head and forced me to buy this
No, she did not.
confetti cake.
I know you saw it, you're like, ooh, I like cake. Mike likes cake.
I went into the bakery. They knew who the Fringe was, and I told them I would give them a shout out. If you're in Spruce Grove this weekend and you're getting ready to celebrate Thanksgiving, they've got amazing pies, amazing desserts. Go and shout out to Gather Bakery in Spruce Grove. The Fringe goes there. The Fringe buys his stuff there.
Yeah.
With that, I got to stop rambling because, I'm not entertaining.
No, we are here for the memes.
Everybody's here for the memes. Nobody comes here to see old me. They just, as sick as I am, as sickly and dying as I am, everybody comes here for the memes. Yes, Maple Kitty, once again, thank you for your service to this country. I really appreciate everything you've done. Anytime I get an email from Maple Kitty.
And all our veterans.
Anytime I hear from Maple Kitty, he always says, thank you for what you do. Thank you for your service. It's like, I didn't sign up to defend this country, so thank you. Thank you. Raptor Guy with the $2 super chat. I sure hope Derek doesn't have pink eye like in South Park. It's not that. No, come on. Let's not do that. Tamara and Chris. A lot of people weren't happy with what happened in the courtroom this week. A lot of people were saying they're political prisoners. Whatever happened was terrible. Anytime at home on house arrest. I said it was a win because Tamara and Chris, of course, are not spending their Thanksgiving in jail.
Yes.
They're not behind bars. They're better off with their families. And I am so happy for them that out of what could have transpired in that courtroom this week, we got probably the best outcome possible. I love this meme that Real Andy Lee sent out with Chris Barber. There's the Liberals and the CBC afraid of Big Red. Now, a lot of people were asking what happened with Big Red in Chris's court case. They're still figuring that out. This was the criminal charges. I believe it's the province.
He doesn't even own it. He sold it to his son, but they still want it gone.
And I believe they're still pushing to dismantle and destroy Big Red. I'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah, as soon as they've decided that.
As soon as they know. David Brewer becoming a member for 7 months. Springfield, Missouri. Happy Fringe Friday, Derek and Tiffany. Hope you get well soon. I send memes, but you never show them. You know what, David?
We really do try.
I get flooded with memes. And I try to get what I can. You won't believe how many tabs I've got open tonight. I'll do my best to get everybody's memes out. Thank you.
You almost feel a little partial that you've got to show mine, don't you?
Sometimes you got to understand when the wife sends memes.
You don't have to use them. I don't think I'm that funny.
When the wife sends memes, they kind of take priority. So, no, I will try to get more memes out.
Yes, but thank you for sending them.
Them our way.
Definitely appreciate that.
when you think about Bill C9 coming out shortly, and we're going to talk about that tonight, the good old Sean Fraser coming through the door. Silence. Boy, are they ever going to silence us. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Here you go. Mark Carney sat down with Donald Trump this week in a very amazing and hilarious meeting as Trump not only walked all over Mark Carney, he didn't let him get a word in. He went on a rant. We're going to talk about that rant tonight. But if you've been following old Chucky Boy and the memes going on around Chuck, well, take a look at what happened when Mark Carney showed up with Trump here.
I got a surprise for you, Marky Burns.
What is it?
Bring out the gifts. Here it is. Get up and show everybody how beautiful you are. Now dance. I love this guy. Thanks for stopping by, Marky Burns, but there will be no deals today. I got a surprise for you.
What I find funny about this video is that this is pretty much how the meeting went. It was just one big joke.
Yeah, but him saying we have no deals today, he's not the deciding factor in that. Trump is the one in control.
Thank you for stopping by, Marky Burns, but there will be no deals today. No deals. Go have a lollipop. Take your sombrero and go have a lollipop. Feel better. Speaking of which, Trump went on an epic rant. Here you go. Donald Trump goes on a rant against the insanity of transitioning children in front of Mark Carney. This is Mark Carney's trans daughter. This was insane. I think I have the video pulled up. In fact, let me find it here. Here we go. And you can see Mark Carney's dismay. His face. He just falls flat. Now, Mark Carney doesn't like it when the media gives him questions he doesn't like. We saw him flipping out at the reporters the other day. Oh, you just light up when Trump comes into the room. I mean, take a look at Mark Carney's face here as Trump just completely humiliates him in the White House.
We have strong borders. We have no men and women's sports. Basic things. We're not going to take your child away and change the sex of your child. We're not going to do things like that. What they're doing to the country is so incredible. And they got away with it with all their woke crap, and now it's stopped. And we have a country that's based on common sense and strength. We have strong borders.
I mean, it's funny that Mark just sits there like this the entire meeting.
Oh, he knows he can't say anything about it.
Completely steamrolled by Donald Trump. And he praised Trump and he said, oh, I love the relationship we have. And Trump laughed and giggled and everybody said, in fact, I seen it in the comment section as we covered what happened in this meeting. People said, oh, Trump loves Carney. Pierre Poilievre got the best comeback out of all of it, saying, I'd love the guy too if I just got $1 trillion in investments, courtesy of Mark Carney as well. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, folks. Speaking of the meeting, I love this meme. Trump is the first president in over 100 years not to have a dog. He's made Mark Carney his bitch instead. Absolutely amazing. I love that. I love everything that went down. He made Carney the bitch. John Middleton says he made him the bitch. He did. He's the bitch. He's the odd one out. You've got, I like this one here. How it started, how it's going. This was the epitome of this week. And again, with the budget on its way out, you've got Mark Carney trying to half the budget by saying one's operating, one's government, so it doesn't look as bad as it is. Folks, the $10 butter revolution is on its way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how he hides it. The budget is the budget.
Everything's going to fall apart.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is falling apart.
He's cooked.
Derek saying Trump should have got the Nobel Peace Prize. Give him the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
It's funny. The Pleb put out a tweet this week saying, Donald Trump got peace over in Gaza. So does that mean we're going to send all the Palestinian refugees back now? He even had a Palestine-covered plane. I mean, fair question, right? Yeah. Are they all going to go home? Are we done? Are we done with the protests? Probably not. Probably not. Let's take a look at some more memes, shall we? Let's get you guys laughing. Let's go. This one I found, and it was AI, but you know what? I still had to laugh because if you need a laugh on a Friday, folks, buckle up. Here we go.
I want to speak to your manager. And why is that other officer standing so far away from me?
His body cam is on. He's just trying to get you in frame.
Emotional damage. I want to speak to your manager. And what?
You're just out of frame, ma'am. He just had to put his body cam on. I love that one. I thought it was great. This one was sent to me. I'm not sure if it was Carney who sent me this one or
wow,
Carson El Gringo Grande. One of the two sent me this one this week, and I can't remember which. Bert and Ernie's Great Adventure. Coming soon, folks.
Wow.
Hey, there's Joe Lyman coming in as I try to get myself together here. Palestine clearly needs all these doctors, lawyers, and scientists we imported to help them rebuild. I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much for chiming in, Joe. Always great to see you here. This one always gets me too with Starmer. We've talked about digital ID. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. After we get to the stuff about Danielle, of course. Starmer, you all need digital ID. Citizen, why? I've got a passport and or a driver's license. Starmer, your passport and or driver's license just isn't secure enough anymore for your ID. Citizen, okay, how do I get a digital ID? Starmer, you'll just need to show us your passport and or driver's license. Wait, what?
Oh, my word.
I mean, this is the hypocrisy. We had Mark Carney sitting down talking about this, saying, well, you know, they just don't have the identification they need for making sure that businesses run accordingly, that people have their citizenship verified. You know, no passports. They don't have driver's licenses over in the UK. They don't have, social security numbers. They don't have any kind of tracking from the government, at least according to Starmer and Carney. Absolutely hilarious.
Insane.
But they tell you, oh, you need it. And they tell you it's because of the immigration, which they brought in, by the way. They brought it in.
Shocking.
I mean, Ginger Epic says it's sad because it's true. Yeah.
Yes, all part of the plan.
It's all part of the plan.
There you go.
Here we go. This one, Carson sent me this one. Has anyone tried giving 2025? How? More cowbell. Guys.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
More cowbell. God, I'm dying already. I'm falling. Guys, you're crazy. Who's late?
Other people are coming in late.
Somebody says, how dare you be late? Who is late?
You were on time today for like the first time in weeks.
Who is late? Bring them before me. Bring them before me. I shall scathe them. Everybody's saying I love my bacon and I love my pork. Absolutely. I like this one. Mrs. Fringe sent me this one. Doctors asked, are you sexually active? Guy, I wear a mask alone in my car and the Ukrainian flag is in my profile picture. Doctor says, simple no would have just been fine. Oh, that's a classic. This one was sent to me by Matt. Now, again, we missed Wednesday's show, but this one not really a meme, but more just a reality. This is something I wanted to talk about when it comes to immigration. Now, as Starmer goes on about digital ID, as Carney starts to bring in Bill C-9 to essentially shut down YouTube, shut down social media, and again, we're going to get into that tonight. Keep this in mind while they try to pretend that immigration isn't a problem in this country. New data from the Department of Immigration shows that Canada is now host to a staggering total 3,049,277 temporary immigrants on both expired and valid permits. That's 1 in every 13 people living in the entire country.
That's disgusting.
Isn't that insane, folks? And people will say, if you say to them, I want these people out, there's 10 million people that shouldn't be here. Well, you're a racist. You want a white-only Canada. Yeah. You're all these terrible things.
Absolutely not.
It's cynisms.
They're not sending their doctors and their lawyers and everything here. They're sending the bottom of the barrel. They're coming here for the free paychecks from the government.
They'll tell you that diversity is your strength, but then these are the numbers. 1 in every 13 people living in the country shouldn't be here or is a migrant.
Yeah.
That's sad. This is where I say, folks, independence is the only way forward. Nothing we can do about it.
No.
We got to move forward with
Government's
independence.
not going to change.
Snow coming in with a $5 super chat. Just stopped in to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I'll see you in the replay. Snow, thank you so much. Wow.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too.
Awesome super chat. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. Let's end it on a happy note, folks. If you've been watching about the rally that's going on in Alberta, coming up on the 25th, Saturday the 25th, I will be there. Mrs. Fringe will be there. Michelle Schmaltz was kind enough to send me this email. I told you guys I'd update you whenever things were coming up. I still no word on Calgary or other towns, but she sent me an email just before the show this afternoon. We wanted to inform you that a bus will be going out from Leduc Rec Center on Saturday, October 25th, leaving at 2:30 that can hold a minimum of 30, but up to 45 people. The cost will be $15 or less, depending on how many people are seated. If we get more interest, we'll try to find more buses. Could you please put a little shout out on your show to contact Michelle at 780-920-9116 for more information and to reserve your seat on the bus. Thanks so much. Just found out about your weekly podcast in the past 2 weeks. I'm so proud of your dedication. Keep up the great work. And of course, keep up with the Trump impersonations. We love them. Brilliant dad humor to such crazy times. From Brian and Michelle Schmaltz. They're wonderful.
You should do a post on your YouTube community.
Notes. I will add this to the community tab, folks. The number again, 780-920-9116. And that's Michelle you want to contact.
I know they're
if you're in that area.
Looking into buses to leaving from Calgary. I do see that comment. And I'm not sure about Spruce Grove.
Yeah, D-Max saying, is there a bus from Spruce Grove? So there is a bus from Spruce Grove that goes into Edmonton. So I suppose you could get on that bus and then find your way to the legislature in Edmonton.
But nothing that's going direct right now.
Nothing that's going direct.
And they are still looking from Calgary to Edmonton for that as well.
A serious question. Can you answer? Did we sell Canada to the States for $1 trillion? No. No. And we don't want to sell Canada to the States.
Absolutely not.
We want Canada to become an independent nation that works and has a good working relationship with the United States.
And that would be far out in the open if something were like that were to happen.
It would take, what was it? They said Jeff Rath said you wouldn't see it in the next 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
But speaking of the October 25th rally, folks, if you missed our videos this week, time for a little grift. You can head over to the shop. These independence shirts with the Alberta flag, as well as I am Alberta. Again, folks,
I'm waiting for mine.
Hit the hashtag I am Alberta. We ordered ours the other day. If you guys want to get these, I want to see a sea of these shirts at the rally. All proceeds are being donated to our veterans. I will not take a single dime in profit from the sale of these shirts. But we want to see a sea of them because I'll tell you right now, it's going to send a strong message at the rally.
Yeah.
You'll want to get these ordered as soon as possible because I ordered ours. I was told the order went through yesterday, and they've told me that it's going to arrive by the 22nd. Now, the rally is on the 25th.
Yeah.
So if you want your shirt for the rally, head over to the shop, pick up either the Independence hoodie or the I am Alberta. Don't forget when you're online, folks, hashtag I am Alberta. Both APP, myself, I believe John Bolton, PJ the Belt, a lot of channels are using this hashtag, folks. This is our Alberta. I am Alberta. Make sure to get in there. Go grab what you can from the shop.
Oh, look at Sarah's comments. Sarah King.
Where is it?
Right there.
My boss actually asked me if I'm an Alberta separatist just because I was wearing my hoodie from you. So what I would say, and I'll tell you right now, I was out yesterday in and around Spruce Grove, and Tommy the Commie's, what is it, Forever Canada?
Yeah, I
or
saw
whatever
them
it's
at
called.
Walmart the other day.
Elderly woman sitting outside Safeway at a table, and she was in like a wheelchair / walker, and she was garnering signatures. Now, I asked her very nicely, what reason do you have for us to stay in Canada? I said, I'm just curious. To which she replied, well, our generations fought, to keep this land safe, to keep it free and strong and free. The maple leaf is embedded in this country. It's part. So she's talking about nostalgia.
Yeah.
We just don't want to go because we have nostalgia for a flag, because it's the right thing to do. You don't want to turn your back on your country. To which I asked her, but while the government's wasting money, while the government's trying to silence us, while the government is censoring us, locking us in our homes, giving seniors terrible pensions while they jet set around the world, would it not be better for Alberta to leave, keep all of that money and invest it in our seniors, invest it in hospitals, invest it in schools? She didn't have an answer for me. She couldn't give a solid reason. Now, the reason I asked her wasn't to try and shame her.
Absolutely not.
Or
everybody has their reasons. I mean, I know a lot of people in my family. I think I might be the only separatist.
now, again, I asked simply out of question because this is a senior citizen. This is somebody who probably collects old age pension, old age security. So I wanted to get her point of view. Why are you out here trying to get Alberta to stay in Canada? No answer, no reasonable answer. She was dumbfounded. Now, I told her, I said, I'm not telling you what to do. I would just ask you think about it a little. And then I wished her luck with her campaign. Mr. Biggs, the $5 super chat. My wife and my I Am Alberta hoodies arrived yesterday. They are awesome. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so much.
I can't wait for mine to come.
Harry Ludwig gifting 5 unacceptable fringe memberships to the Patriots Club. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hi, guys. USA for Pierre. Trump plays Carney to make Canada great again. Trust. Thank you so much, Brian. You guys are amazing. Harry, thank you for gifting those subs out. I apologize, folks. I'm really trying to muster through this live stream. So sick. Let's talk about what's happening in Alberta. Let's get to Danielle Smith, because a lot of people are going to say, hey, this is clickbait, fringe. You didn't talk about Danielle.
Yes.
We got to talk about what's happening with British Columbia. David Eby, crazy David Eby, is going to be the result of why Alberta is going to fuel its independence, its separation. Danielle Smith went on the attack this week, and not just from a standpoint of saying, look, I want to work with people. You could see how frustrated she is starting to become, because she gives a very good quote with Vashi here, and I'm going to show that. We did show that in this week's video. And we will get to that. But this is where I say independence is closer than you think. You've seen multiple provinces over the country, like British Columbia, getting projects. Now, David Eby's talking about $40 million in, or 40 billion, sorry, I think, in projects to go through. Well, Danielle is talking about trillions that could offset our deficit, that could pull us out of the rut that we're currently in if they just got rid of the emissions cap, if they got rid of the tanker ban. One of the funny things about the tanker ban is you still have ships going from Alaska down to the United States through the ports of BC.
Yep.
They're not banned from going through. But David Eby tries to constantly push this narrative that, hey, it's ruining our waters. It's destroying the world. The provinces in this country seem to hate Alberta. They have it out for Alberta. It has to stop if Alberta was to stay, because David Eby is a prime example of like another Justin Trudeau. He's dividing everybody. Harry Ludwig gifting 5 more unacceptable fringe memberships. Thank you so much. Welcome to our another 5 Patriot members. Thank you so much. The truth saying Danielle made Eby take a temper tantrum. It's more than that.
Yeah.
She pushed back this week. She pushed back in a big way. I wanted to show you guys this clip from the CBC because my good friend Theo Fleury, and I'm going to have him on the channel soon to talk about Alberta independence. Theo's on the road this weekend. And Thanksgiving weekend's a little hard to get people on the show. I almost wanted to have him on tonight.
Yeah.
But he says, Danielle Smith, turn off the taps for this imbecile. It's time to stop these idiots from effing around. Aren't you tired of the abuse? Now listen to the way that the CBC talks to David Eby, and then we'll get to Vashi. Take a look here.
Well, I know what I've been told directly, which is that Alberta has a proponent for the project, and that if the pipeline is not built, then the country as a whole is broken. Which tells me that from the perspective of the Premier's office in Alberta, this is an existential issue for them. The only way this pipeline gets built is if there are tens of billions of dollars of taxpayer dollars going into it. There is no private proponent putting it forward. And if there is $40 to $50 billion of federal money to build a pipeline from Alberta to BC's North Coast, well, let's have a fair and open bid process among all the provinces and territories to show what we could do with that kind of money. Why is it always Alberta that threatens to leave the country unless they get tens of billions of dollars on Pipeline 1? $30 billion of federal money went into the Trans Mountain Pipeline project. It's not even at capacity, and there's an optimization project that could significantly increase the amount of product that it moves from Alberta.
So what's funny about this comment, and again, you'll notice that while on CBC, he can sit here and badmouth Alberta all he likes.
Of course he can.
He's talking about Trans Mountain Pipeline, how Trudeau essentially bought it up to try and shut it down. Danielle Smith has made it very clear that by bringing in this pipeline to the Port of Prince Rupert, these were investor-made pipelines. This was not a government-funded pipeline. They were going to bring in more people to invest and produce this pipeline. So David Eby's comments that, oh, this is money coming in from more government spending for pipeline. No, it's not. David Eby, you've been fact-checked and you're wrong. He did. He sold us to China. He sold us to China.
Yeah.
China. I have to have my China. Michelle saying Danielle should shut down the gas trains and semis to deliver from port.
Yeah.
It's, crybaby. Here's the thing. When you look at David Eby on this program and the softball that goes on, now watch what happens with Vashi. He goes on Vashi. Now look at what happens.
To just show up and be ham-handed all over the place. We're going to build this heavy oil pipeline through and create confusion and chaos when we need to be growing our economy with real projects. It doesn't make any sense.
But again, Premier, she hasn't done exactly what you're saying. Like, you're misrepresenting it. For example, I have pushed her on both of the interviews that I did on the prospect of public money, and she outright says, like, public money backing this pipeline would be a bad thing. That the endeavor that she has embarked on is to secure a private proponent, not for more taxpayer money to go towards this. She said that repeatedly about TMX as well. She agrees with you on that. But I guess what I just don't understand is, why don't you want to embark on a conversation like the other ones you talked about how something like this could potentially be possible? What are the things that need to be addressed? Like, is there not a conversation to be had, given the crisis we face from the United States, that one pipeline to your coast already adds 0.5% to our GDP on an annual basis? Like, isn't that worth sitting down rather than reflexively saying, no way, no how, this isn't Danielle Smith's world?
So Vashi coming in with facts. And you'll notice the difference again. The CBC lets Eby sit there and be a crybaby, as it was said earlier. They'll allow him to hum and haw and taint Alberta, paint a horrible picture of Alberta, attack Alberta, saying that we're just greedy. It's the Danielle Smith show. Vashi comes in and says, you're misrepresenting this. Here's the real facts.
Yeah.
And Eby just sits there with this, look at his stone plain look on his face. Look at this.
Like someone said, it looks like he crapped himself.
This is the face of a man that literally begs for sex. This is just, God, it's pitiful.
Oh.
Pitiful. I got to get to a few super chats, and then we're going to get to the rest of this. Reg Porter came in. My grandfather's homesteaded close to Stony Plain in 1906. That's heritage, and that's why I want independence for Alberta. I agree. Thank you so much, Reg. Marcus with a $5 super chat. I wish you and yours a happy Thanksgiving and encourage you to enjoy family and friends. Wishing you all the very best. Same to you as well. I'm not sure if Marcus is American. Keep in mind, Canadians do Thanksgiving this weekend. I know Americans.
We do it. Yeah, we do it quite early. Americans, they do theirs.
It's in November. It's November. He's completely shut down.
Yeah.
By Vashi. Now, speaking of Vashi, you've got Danielle Smith showing up on Vashi. And this is where I'm saying independence is closer than you think. Danielle is starting to get fed up. She's had enough. She's done. She says, maybe I go to America. Maybe I get a deal with Trump. Mark Nixon, great channel, by the way. I could just go down the U.S. and build pipelines with them, says Danielle Smith. If a project through BC gets rejected, that's exactly what will happen. David Eby needs to turn down the rhetoric. He's not defending Canada. He's dividing it. And this is the problem. You've got every province in the country. You've got Quebec coming out saying Alberta's destroying the planet on the world stage. You've got Ontario saying, nah, we don't want pipelines for Alberta either. You've got Wab Canoe saying no pipelines, but they want something into Churchill. You've got David Eby saying no pipelines. You've got Nova Scotia talking about frickin' wind turbines.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets something except Alberta.
That's
had
been
enough.
the case for a long time, though.
Trisha's saying, hey, Derek, just an idea. Why don't you interview some chiefs to really get their opinion on the pipeline? I've put out the feelers for that, and I've said, anybody wants to come on. I've messaged a few from reserves that I'm aware of.
Yep.
Theo Fleury's in contact with a lot of chiefs.
Yep.
He's part Indigenous. I have no issues with that, and I was working on that at one point. If anything comes of that, I'll definitely let you know, Trisha. Thank you for, or Tanisha, sorry.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing that up. Sorry, my eyesight's so boggled with this flu. Michelle saying, I absolutely support capitalism at its core. The amount of private donations that support others is unbelievable. Never rely on government handouts. Communism and Marxism does not work.
Yep.
Absolutely, it doesn't. Let's go into what Danielle had to say. Because, again, this is where I say independence is closer than you think. Danielle's words here, very crucial. And I'll stop and we'll go over it because I showed this in a video this week. We're going to talk about it. Let's go.
You said last week when you made the announcement about being a proponent for the initial phase, it's a test of whether Canada works or not. And kind of in the same vein as I'm asking about labeling David Eby as un-Canadian, like, why take it to that level? And ultimately, if you're going to make that kind of threat or ultimatum, like, what happens if you get a no on this? Does that mean that Canada doesn't work? And what does that mean that you do in response?
Well, I can tell you that Albertans are questioning whether Canada works. And I'm not telling anything you don't know. There's a very active group that thinks Canada's broken. And so I suppose I could just go down to the United States and start working with American counterparts to see if we can build more pipelines. They've expressed an interest in restarting the Keystone XL.
So I know the clip is quiet, folks. I tried to find the best sounding clip I could for this. It is at max, but Danielle saying, look, there's an adamant group that thinks Canada's broken. Of course, she's talking about APP. She's talking about the Republican Party of Alberta.
Yep.
There is a very adamant group in Alberta that I think it was at the Flames game this week.
In Calgary, yep.
On the Jumbotron, they said 51% of Albertans are in favor of leaving.
They had voted everybody that was in the
Saddle Dome.
And it was
50. I think
well
53.
Over 50. Yeah,
it was 53 or something. 53% that said in the dome. Again, out of 13,000 people, over half of them were ready to go. It's somebody saying, "I hope she doesn't fail you again." I'm going to talk about the problem, the predicament she's put herself in, and why I think the tide is turning. Why, as I say in the show, we're closer than you think.
Yep.
I'll let her wrap up on where her rhetoric has changed, because you'll notice anytime she's done the Alberta Next panels, anytime she has sat in a press conference, she's always talking about a united Canada working together with the governments, Team Canada, working with other provinces. Listen to this rhetoric.
And I suppose we could maybe sell another 1 million or 2 million barrels a day additional to the United States. But I believed the premiers and I believed the prime minister when they said they wanted us to work like a country, that they wanted us to open new markets.
So did you hear what she said there? I believed the premiers. I believed the prime minister that they wanted to get to new markets. I'll play it again for you.
And start working with American counterparts to see if we can build more pipelines. They've expressed an interest in restarting the Keystone XL. And I suppose we could maybe sell another 1 million or 2 million barrels a day additional to the United States. But I believed the premiers and I believed the prime minister when they said they wanted us to work like a country, that they wanted us to open new markets. And that's what I'm doing. In goodwill, I am going and building the case. That's why I was in Quebec. It's why I'm in Toronto tomorrow. It's why I'm in Ottawa. And it's why I'm going to continue traveling the country, is that when I heard my fellow premiers say that we need to start addressing issues that will allow us to work together to tear down internal trade barriers and get our products to market. This is what it looks like, is that we have hard conversations about the things we need to build. And if it doesn't work, then I guess I'll have to work with the United States. Then is a failure in my.
So Danielle says, I'll have to work with the United States.
And that's a failure, and she's not wrong.
She's not wrong. Somebody asked, hey, I saw somebody say my name isn't green anymore. What did I do? You have to re-up your membership. If your name's green, that means you're a member of the channel. Or somebody gifted you a membership and it expired. So that just means you're not a member anymore. Mike Freedom Honey, $10 super chat. Went to war for this country just to see it turn its back on its fellow vets. We can't get out fast enough. See you on the 25th. Mike, thank you so much for the super chat. Here's the thing with Danielle. And here's what I keep saying when I say it's closer. than what you think. You'll notice again, the rhetoric has changed.
Yep.
I believed the premiers. I believed the prime minister. If they don't want to get on board, I'm going to have to go to the United States.
She had more faith in them than anybody, which, I mean, obviously, I mean, of course, I knew they weren't going to do anything.
Now, she's mentioned that she's going to Ottawa, she's going to Quebec,
Yeah,
she's going
traveling.
she's doing, as she says, in goodwill, good faith, she's coming out trying to put forward as much as she can by saying, look, I made all the necessary attempts. I came out, I extended an olive branch. You guys didn't want it. And the biggest mistake, and good thing for Alberta, but the biggest mistake I feel politically that Danielle Smith has made is that she had hoped Mark Carney was going to give her this single pipeline going to BC so that she could say, okay, look, we got something. We're going to keep negotiating. I can still fight for a united Canada.
Yeah.
But David Eby is turning the gears on that one. Now, even though the federal government decides all of that, he can still screw around enough that it isn't done and set in stone by November 16. Danielle put a date on things by saying, I'm giving it until November 16. It's not, I'm going to try to work with them. I'm going to try to negotiate.
No.
She's put herself in a corner, and she realizes that now. And I feel that that's why she's talking about going to the United States. She's talking about a group of individuals in Alberta who are convinced Canada's broken.
Well, she has to have a backup plan now. I mean, she honestly thought something was going to work out for Alberta, and it's not.
Danielle knows that come November 17th, if she doesn't stand with Alberta, if she doesn't stand for those who mandated her to say, I've exercised good faith, I've tried to get deals, the government shot down the emissions cap, they shut down the tanker ban, they're not going to repeal those things. They don't care about pipelines, they don't care about anything going on. She has no choice.
Yep.
But to say to Mark Carney, you now have a unity crisis on your hands, and I'm not responsible for what comes next. And again, folks, this November 16th date happens to fall in line with APP's court hearing. And she's also said, as she puts out in this video with Vashi, that she's claimed that Tom Lukaszik's petition is a constitutional question. So she does talk in an interview and say that he's close to getting his signatures. And if those come through, it will be on a spring ballot and she'll put it through, which means we don't even need APP's question.
Because we just vote no on that ballot.
If it's constitutional, Albertans just say, nope, we don't want Alberta to stick around. And Danielle has her mandate to move Alberta out.
Yep.
And APP's already done the legwork last week, folks. They already went down to the United States. They already talked to Trump's administration about recognizing Alberta as an independent state. Should they get the support in a referendum vote?
I love that. Hey, friends, your horse is barking.
Oh,
They're just walking. It's so noisy.
the liberal dogs. Suna Soul Silver, $10 super chat. This is a hot take, but the more Danielle tries to unify Canada, the more it fuels separation. Liberals use hate to win the election, and it's sad, but Canada is run by hate rather than common sense. It's the biggest problem she has.
Oh, yeah.
Again, she could have said from the get-go, similar to Doug Ford, look, we want to make deals, we want to work together, we're going to keep fighting, we're going to this, we're going to that. She came out and said 6 months. Then she came out and said November 16. She's put herself in a corner. She has to do something now. She has no choice, even if she didn't want to. There's so many people that I always see in the comments that say, Danielle sold out Alberta, she's WEF, which she's not. They say, oh, she's done this, that, and the other thing. She's turning her back on Alberta. She doesn't care about independence. She won't have a choice if she wants to keep her job.
Yeah.
If she wants to stay in any form of government. She has to. She has to do something November 17, and it's not looking good.
Well, it looks good for
with
Alberta.
David Eby. Jay Peterson, $5 super chat. The federal government came out today and confirmed that a West Coast pipeline is up to BC and they won't move on it. And again, that's where, I mean, realistically, as Danielle has said, it's federal jurisdiction. But if that's where the feds are going to put the line and say, okay, if BC doesn't want it, we're not going to do it. What do you do if you're Danielle Smith? You don't have a choice. You have to talk to America. You have to listen to the Albertans that say, look, every province in this country doesn't want us to be successful. They don't want us to be able to get our resources out of the ground. They don't want us to have any jobs. They don't want us to be prosperous. They don't want our money anymore. They don't mind taking our money when it's good for them.
They want our money. They just don't want us to make any.
They want us to suffer as we go along the way. As Pierre always says, shut up and pay.
Yeah, they want us to rely on the government to support us.
So, as it was said earlier, it's only fueling separation. Hopefully this rally goes off well. Hopefully we start seeing some real support for independence. Caroline with a $10 super chat. Canada, the US, Britain, and the EU countries have all been under sanctions. The sanctions have to be lifted.
Yeah.
Even if you went independent, you still are under sanction. Keith Wilson has gone over that. We are not under sanction. Keith Wilson has gone over all of that. We've covered that. If you want to know about that, folks, go into the channel after the stream. You'll see a playlist that says Alberta is leaving. I talk about Keith Wilson, and he shows the laws from a constitutional aspect, how everything works, how it's laid out. I'd like to get Keith on the channel again at some point in the future to talk about that a little bit.
Busy man.
Extremely busy. Scotty with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Polyev spoke constitutionally today and cited the act. A project in the national interest is up to the Prime Minister. And that's the thing, though, but they're passing the buck.
Oh, yeah.
And saying, well, if BC doesn't want it, we don't have to do it. Because then it's wash your hands of it, right? Mark Carney can say, look, we've been talking about this for months.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I want to do a pipeline, ladies and gentlemen. I want to put things through. I want to unlock our economic potential. But the premiers aren't on board. And then it's, the Indigenous aren't on board.
They're just going to find an excuse not to. And so they're not to blame.
Oh, shucks.
I woulda, but I couldn't.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. You know, that's just the way it goes. I'm so sorry, ladies and gents. Looks like we won't be able to unlock our internet or our bi-provincial potentials because, well, people would rather suffer. They've chosen to suffer. That's how their government's like. That's how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody hears the dogs barking. It's so funny because I always tell the kids before stream, guys, we're downstairs, we're working. Please don't cause a big ruckus. And every time.
I mean, the kids are quieter, and now it's just the dogs.
Mr. PTRD with a $10 super chat. As a resident of Quebec, I want to move to Alberta. Heard nothing but good things about the province. I just need a job once I'm there and the cash to move. Good luck with the job.
Yes.
Excuse me.
It's a hard one right now.
As I showed earlier in the stream, and let's show it again for anybody who came in late. Because Matt sent me this one, and it's definitely good to show again. New data from the Department of Immigration shows that Canada is now host to a staggering total of 3,049,277 temporary immigrants on both expired and valid permits. That's 1 in every 13 people living in the country.
That's so gross when you put it down to those numbers.
Good luck getting a job.
Yeah, and that's right now. They just keep coming and coming, and we just keep shipping more in.
And this was found by Blacklock's reporter as of yesterday. What's funny is that Danielle's kicking up more dirt.
Yeah.
A new national poll shows a clear majority of Canada and British Columbia support a new Alberta pipeline to the North BC coast. You've got the numbers here. The numbers don't lie. Let's make that larger for everybody so you can see. The numbers don't lie, folks. But this is the problem of politics. This is the problem when it's made very apparent by governments. We don't want to work with you. We don't want Alberta. We don't want anything to do with Alberta. As it was said, you're dividing more, but you're just telling them you're fine to go.
Well, they've been more and more clear about that.
Pick up your bags and go. Don't worry about it.
They don't need us.
Suna Soul Silver with another $5 super chat. Canada needs to get worse before significant changes were to happen. Canadians vote by emotions, especially Liberals. You can't use reason against them.
No.
It's the biggest problem, and I've said it before, and I know we have viewers from Toronto, but the biggest problem is Toronto.
They have the majority of the voters there, though.
Their per capita contributes to essentially who's in charge in this country. And they're all fart-huffing Liberals. It doesn't matter how bad things get or how expensive homes get.
And the ones that aren't are trying to get out.
Mr. Biggs, $5 super chat. Trudeau was never Prime Minister. It's always been Mark Carney pulling the strings. We talked about that. Matt comes in. I'm a tradesman. I can go to work anywhere, but unless I can convince my daughter's mother to also move to Alberta, I'm stuck here. Yeah, We've talked about that. Matt will be joining us in studio In November, I believe he's coming out from the 18th to the 22nd.
Yes.
So our Wednesday night stream in November 18th or 19th, November 19th, will be live in person. It's going to be wonderful. I can't wait to have Matt here. It's going to be wonderful.
That'll
folks.
be awesome.
It's going to be great. Danielle's still on the warpath. She's still she's making nothing but points here. And again, this is where I'm saying things are turning around.
The balls have come out.
Again, she put a date on things. She doesn't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
She says Premier David Evy's threat yesterday to fight against the bloc and block Alberta's most valuable asset from export off of Canada's northwest coast was both un-Canadian and unconstitutional. There is no universe where Alberta will tolerate being landlocked in our own country by our neighboring province, especially when the same industry he continues to demonize has generated so much wealth for his province and the country. Pipelines and modern oil tankers are incredibly safe, and the economic and job impact of new Alberta-BC oil pipeline, along with the new production needed to fill it, dwarfs any of Premier Evy's nation-building projects, which Alberta has entirely been supportive of. If Canada is going to become a functional country again, the Prime Minister, federal government, and every province must support their fellow provinces' initiatives to develop and export their most valuable resources. Yesterday, Prime Minister Mark Carney reiterated to me his commitment to reach an agreement on a pipeline. And as Jay Peterson said, they've said now, well, it's up to BC.
Mm-hmm.
Pathways and moving on from the various destructive Trudeau-era policies by Grey Cup in November, and we're looking forward to reaching an agreement to do exactly that by that date. Anything less would be unacceptable to the people of Alberta. The time for talking is over. It's time to act.
I love that. Love that.
Again, folks, the rhetoric has shifted. And this is where I'm saying, again, I know I keep repeating it. We're closer than you think.
We're getting there.
Danielle knows the numbers. She knows the skinny on what's happening in Alberta. She knows people can't survive in this province if we're going to be landlocked in our own country. We got super chats to get to. I feel terrible because I'm ignoring them while I'm coughing my brains out here. What do we got here? I think we got that one. We got that one. Caroline, $5 super chat. The sanctions are from BRICS. One BRICS to one USD is $32.79.
Yeah.
I get it. Again, Keith Wilson has explained how everything's going to work. Go and check that out. Pale Pinkish Humanoid, $5 super chat. We received 2 hoodies. I am Albertan. Got my flags ready for the 25th.
That's
I'm
awesome.
happy to
We'll
hear
see
that.
you there.
See you there. Reg Porter being a member for 17 months. Alberta is my Canadian home, and the only way to prosperity is independence. I couldn't agree more. Harry gifting 5 more unacceptable fringe memberships to the Patriots Club. Welcome to our Patriots Club members. Thanks so much. Somebody said Keith. Did Keith show up? I doubt Keith's in the stream. Danielle has had enough. And the country's only going to get worse, folks. We showed at the beginning of the stream, Bill C9.
Mm.
This channel could be taken off the market very quickly. In fact, all YouTubers that you follow.
No, you would just become very sarcastic.
I would have to be very sarcastic as to how I
It'd be a whole different
do videos.
show.
It'd be a very different show. I don't know if you guys seen this story because it's leading up to what we're going to talk about. Lululemon founder fined by Elections BC for a sign saying the NDP is communist. Ryan Gerritsen says you get fined in Canada for speaking the truth.
Wow.
This is...
I mean, I was like, that's not wrong.
This is the start of censorship in Canada.
Yep.
Fined for saying the NDP is communist. And Pretty Weird Duck has it, but the NDP is communist. Of course they are.
Like...
I guess I'll happily await for my fine to show up too. But now Bill C9's coming through, and I've said a million times over, anytime the government asks for more leeway, for any more powers, for any new power when it comes to citizens,
gives them all the power.
Never give it to them.
They just keep taking. It's never going to stop.
Take a look at this. Sean Fraser admits Bill C9 will apply to online posts. Just look how he is even responding to the questions. Stuttering and stammering, sorry. Welcome to 1984.
Yep.
Let's take a look at the clip, folks. This is scary. We're going to go through this. It's a 5-minute clip. I'll stop here and there. We'll go through it together. We'll do it live. Scary.
Thank you for being with us today. C9 makes reference specifically with hate symbols to public spaces. Just to confirm, does that include the internet?
Generally speaking, the law will apply equally online as it does in real communities.
So this bill will affect what people can say and write on the internet?
Just in the limited circumstances where there is the willful promotion of hatred against
It will apply
someone.
to the internet. The internet is within the jurisdiction of...
It would be possible that someone could commit a hate crime on the internet, certainly.
So Andrew Lawton doing God's work here. I love Andrew Lawton. We're good friends. Shout out to Andrew Lawton. Really glad to have him in the house. Sean Fraser, and Matt said it earlier, can we stop saying the honorable
Yeah.
when talking about these people? They're far from
They
it.
are not.
So it would apply to the internet. Anything you say about the government, judging the government, it all comes through as hate speech. So say goodbye to your YouTube channels, say goodbye to your online presence, your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok,
To
all of
ever
it.
knowing the truth about what's going on within the government, because they're going to take over everything.
This is how it starts. And this is exactly what the UK did. And now these weasels are bringing it in here. I'm very hopeful that it doesn't pass the Senate because it's got the support of the House.
Oh,
I believe it's on its second reading. So it's going to have to hit the Senate floor, and they're trying to rush it out.
Yep.
And Kenzie's saying, say goodbye to your internet.
Yeah.
And a lot of people said, well, I'll just go get a VPN. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing about a VPN or any of that stuff. You buy your internet from a provider. If you're caught putting information out online, doing anything, again, even this channel, for example, my face is all over my YouTube.
Yeah.
Unacceptable Fringe puts this stuff out, and I have a VPN. Well, guess what? I file my taxes every single year. So Mark Carney and his cronies look in and say, what's this Unacceptable Fringe? Okay, let's go find his business license. Here's where they reside. Here's everything.
Into you
Shut them all
every
down.
year. Yep.
Shut them all down. It doesn't matter if you have a VPN.
No.
Doesn't matter if you've got security.
It's the government. They have ways of finding you.
They'll shut you down. Carson asking, will it apply to the alphabet community, the flag as a symbol of hate? Because I hate it.
No, because that doesn't go against the government.
It'll be Fringe could be the next YouTuber to turn to a politician with enough of our support. I have no interest in getting into politics anymore. I wanted to run.
Good at it.
I wanted to run in the Calgary election that's coming up for mayor. We moved, and I didn't want to vote split. There was a lot of discussion with those in City Hall, those tied to things. I had support from.
There was just so much in that city. It was hard for us to stay. There was a lot of things.
Well, Tom Forzani
Mm-hmm.
and Diana Hart.
Yeah.
See, I got sick brain. Diana Hart and Tom Forzani, big supporters of the Fringe.
Yeah.
They wanted to help fund what we were doing moving forward for the mayoral race. They wanted to get us in with some people to help make things good. Theo was looking really forward to that run. I felt terrible that we had to pull out. But once I sat down with guys like Dan McLean, we talked about the vote split.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about everything that was coming up. I said, nope, I'm not going to do that to Calgary. It's not going to be a PR stunt. We're going to get out of it. I have no plans to get back into politics.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty with $2 super chat. Why so surprised? It's all in Carney's book.
Yeah,
it is. We talked about this, but as I got sidetracked there, once they bring in the Censorship Act, once they bring in online hate speech, it's in the same process as the UK did with Starmer. First, you get arrested for posting memes, saying bad things. The thought police come and lock you up.
30,000 arrests for hate speech in the UK.
The next closest country is 5,000 in China.
Wow.
So Canada's numbers would be through the roof.
Oh, we're gonna beat those numbers.
I'm curious if Elon would provide Starlink to those who have their internet ripped away, because part of C9, folks, is the government can actually take away your telecommunications access. So your cell phone, your access to the internet, they can tell every provider this person is blacklisted.
Which affects your personal and your work.
You're not allowed on the internet anymore. You're not allowed to have a cell phone. You're not allowed to access social media.
nothing.
You're banned. You're shut down.
Yeah.
Persona non grata. Let's
And
continue
in
with.
this day and age, how do you work without internet? How do you work without doing that?
I don't know.
You don't.
Michael with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Might have to bite the bullet and obtain a plan from our American counterparts.
Yep.
T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon would be welcomed by this Albertan. I agree
This
more.
Albertan too, yeah.
I agree. And then Canada bans Starlink. Well, that'll be the next thing. And that's the thing about C9 is it gives sweeping measures to the government to say, we don't like this, but they always tell you it's for your children.
Yep.
We're protecting your children. So just allow us to have this power. We don't want harassment against public figures either, like Charlie Kirk.
No.
They use Charlie Kirk as a martyr for this. And then it's like, oh, but wait a minute, the government are public figures too. This is for them. It's not for us. Nick, becoming a member for 5 months. Unless people start voting with their dollars, nothing will change. Stop paying taxes. They can't jail hundreds of thousands of people.
Nope. You're right.
Or if you're in Alberta,
Yeah.
go leave. Vote to leave. I was banned from Facebook because I asked for my info and deleted my account.
So were you.
I woke up one day and my Facebook had been hacked and I'm banned. And now when I try to get a secondary account,
You can't.
they deleted the Fringe.
I tried adding him to me,
Facebook-
and because of his face,
It tells you to take a facial picture. They want to see your face. They want all angles of your
Yep,
face.
they
They
won't
run
allow
it
it.
through AI. And then they say, oh, no, you're banned from this site. So you're never getting back on here. Not that I want to be on Facebook. I only used Marketplace. But regardless, it's censorship. Let's continue.
Building off of Mr. Baber's points about the lower threshold for the definition of speech, there is, under this law, assuming Bill C9 passes, something that might not be legal to say today on the internet. Or it might be legal to say on the internet, could actually be illegal in the future under C9, could it not?
No, that's entirely inaccurate, and I say that with no judgment to your perspective, but let me explain. The only circumstance where you could imagine some online comment attracting scrutiny under this law would attach to behavior that is criminal today, but would be punished less severely. The symbols piece that you pointed to, for example, is attached only to the willful promotion of hate. This is not a blanket symbols ban. The willful promotion of hate is a crime today, but we want to recognize a distinct charge where that same behavior uses certain symbols of hate to bring a higher degree of culpability.
But one of the things with Sean Fraser here is who determines what is hate?
Yeah.
Who is going to say what is hate speech and what constitutes as hate speech? Because as Carson asked earlier, what about the alphabet mafia? Nope, they'll be allowed to do whatever they please. They'll be able to keep their internet because they're being suppressed.
Palestine people, it'll be everybody except for
Canadians. Nilok with $5 super chat. They could target freedom movements and try to shut down patriots. Be at a freedom rally on October 25th. Independence is our last hope. Hashtag I am Alberta.
Yep.
Absolutely agree. Well, they could shut down things like APP.
Yeah.
They could shut down their website. They could shut down their funding. They could shut down their internet access, their telecommunications. Well, now you can't leave Canada. You can't even get your information out on social media because you're banned. Throw them in jail. How dare you question the government?
Yeah.
There is no new human behavior that would attract the scrutiny.
I understand, but I'm building off of the discussion earlier on the definition. Is your view that the change in wording, and there was a change in wording, you made a deliberate decision to change the definition that was spelled out in Keekstra and reaffirmed in Watcott. Is your view that your definition in C9 will not capture anything beyond what is currently captured right now by the hate definition?
The definition was an attempt to codify, and the reason
this is
that
a yes
there
or
was
no question, Minister. Is there at all a lower threshold or a broader net on hate in Canada after C9 if it passes?
My view on the definition question, because the offenses I would give a different answer to you for, but on the definition, my view is that it codifies the same behavior that is there today, and it was meant to provide clearer guidance to law enforcement in the criminal code to apply the existing standard that has been recognized by the Supreme Court.
So again, censor the people, shut them down. The government determines what is hate speech. Absolutely crazy. Dutchy with a $139.99 super chat. Thank you. Wow, so much. I am Albertan. Or I am Alberta. This is the greatest weekend ever. I got censored on X for saying someone was depriving a village of their idiot. There you go. And it's funny, like, I go on X, I barely post on X. From time to time, I'll retweet something or I'll post something
There's
out
so
of my
much
state.
hate on
But
that
it's
site.
such a toxic platform.
Yeah.
And yet, when you say the village is missing their idiot, well, you get shut down.
Yeah.
And the problem, again, is the bots that run X. This isn't Elon. It's the bots. It's Master Snatch, you're always awesome, Dutchie. You are. Thank you very much for that very generous super chat. It is a shame.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because, like, I pay for my blue check mark when I'm on X because, you know, I run it through the business. I figure if you're going to be on YouTube, if you're going to have a social, you should pay for the blue check mark. You should be a part of it. It's more legit. You look legit. You look the part.
You're official.
You fake it till you make it. But it's funny because I got censored out at one point for very minor things as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to send an email off to their customer service, and I said the same thing. I pay for this privilege.
Yeah.
I'm paying to be censored. And they said, oh, wait, on further review, it was a bot censor. Our mistake, our bad. We're sorry for that. We'll remove it from your record. We'll remove it from your account. But a ton of work having to be done.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
X is going back to where Twitter was. Well, again, it's the bots. It has nothing to do with Elon.
No, like he cleaned house when he got in there, but it's the bots are stopping everything.
Yeah. Derek having a very good point. Limit your social media platform and don't use real names.
Yep.
I would highly recommend
Love that.
Highly recommend that. I'll tell you right now, getting banned from Facebook was one of the greatest things that ever happened to the Fringe. It's sad that, you know, the YouTube page is gone.
Yes.
You know, and I really hate that I have to use Mrs. Fringe's account to get on, you know, Marketplace or anything like that. But I'll tell you right now, getting away from that stuff, best decision ever.
Yeah.
Thank you, Facebook, for kicking me out the door.
Yeah. It was a benefit to us.
Let's continue.
Because the same arguments that are being used by you and your government to push Bill C-9 to protect people against hate, which on the surface sounds incredibly noble, but these arguments are the same arguments that have led to the United Kingdom having police literally knocking on people's doors over their tweets. So what guarantee can you give Canadians that we are not headed down that very road, especially in the context of other priority areas identified by you and your government, such as the Online Harms Act, which was introduced twice, actually, in the last two parliaments?
So this legislation is not identical in kind to the reforms that have been put in place in the UK, and we've actually looked at their experience and see that there are real challenges with how it's played out. For example, we've got a different approach where some jurisdictions around the world have adopted a more blanket glorification that could attract the scrutiny of a liking a Facebook post, for example, and we chose a different path. We instead tried to be very clear that we would not interfere with the charter rights of Canadians to freely express themselves, but at the same time make it easier to lay charges where hate crimes are committed today. To the extent that you think there is a better way to clarify and codify the existing definition, do know that I believe in Parliament, and I don't care which party comes forward with these amendments. If it creates multi-partisan buy-in to codify the test, that's okay by me.
Can you?
So I'm sorry, Sean Fraser. In the dictionary under redundant, it says "see redundant." Like, are you guys done with the word salad?
Like, it doesn't matter how many ways they put it, it's wrong.
It's he sits there and gives word salad saying, oh, you know, we certainly don't want to do what the UK's done, and we're going to fine tune it. We're going to take it to the next level because they made some mistakes. We're just going to be better at it.
We believe
Again, it all comes down to the fact that what he says there is the government will determine what is hate speech. Think for a minute about Tamara Leach and Chris Barber.
Yeah.
You think about the mischief charges they came up on. If they were involved in online hate speech, especially if you ever go over to Barber's X account and see what he posts, how long do you think he'd be in jail? I guarantee you he'd probably be on a life sentence.
Yeah.
Carrie saying, do you know if Charlie Angus, formerly NDP, is a dangerous POS? Yeah, he looks like he's done about 3 rails of Coca-Cola at all times. The guy's crazy. It's crazy. PJ, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. NDP, notoriously destructive party run by narcissistic, dangerous people for nefarious, damaging purposes. That is EB. Nenshi, and every other NDP.
That was clever.
I couldn't
love it.
agree more. Love the wordplay. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Carson El Gringo Grande.
Wow.
Gifting 20 unacceptable fringe memberships to the Patriots Club. Thank you so much, Carson. Man, you guys are amazing tonight. It's so hard to sit in this stream. I'm fading fast. We're gonna get through this, folks. So sick, but that's okay. Ken with the $5 super chat. Thanks, Derek. Without you and all the others on the team, we're getting there. APP will win. I sure hope so, Ken. Thank you for the super chat. Let's continue with the video because it's almost wrapped up. There's about another minute here. But this shows you again what the government is doing.
Yeah.
You guarantee that if C9 passes, no Canadian will end up being charged because of something they've posted on Twitter or Facebook?
Well, if they commit the crime of willfully promoting hatred against another person.
A crime with a definition that you're changing.
So, but it's possible that they could be convicted for what they willfully promoting hate online today. So certainly I would hope if someone commits a crime in the real world or online that they would face the appropriate criminal penalty if in fact it's captured by the code.
We had in my riding a very disturbing case a few weeks ago where someone had mowed a swastika, a Hakenkreuz I should say, into their lawn and was charged under the existing criminal code definition. They displayed a symbol. It was found to be willfully promoting hate. Law enforcement and the Crown agreed that they could lay that charge. So why is your bill at all necessary when we already have existing powers, which, to Mr. Housefather's point earlier, are simply not being enforced as often as they could be?
This is an important question. I'll answer it very quickly. When you have the willful promotion of hate, the person who's convicted of that could still be convicted, but also of a second charge, the willful promotion of hate using hate symbols, which would attract a greater degree of culpability and potentially a greater penalty, recognizing that the use of hate symbols, when you're willfully promoting hate, can cause greater damage to both the individual and the entirety of the community. So I don't find these points to be inconsistent with one another, but instead that behavior could potentially face an additional charge with a more serious penalty because of the manner in which a person chose to promote hate to cause more damage to an affected community.
So, okay, more word salad. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with all of it, folks. You've got Sean Fraser coming out saying it's the government again determining what is considered hate. Now, Andrew Lawton gave a very good question.
Yeah.
We already have existing laws that protect certain symbols of hate in this country. They can get charges. Can you guarantee that people aren't going to be jailed or charged for posting something on X or Facebook? And immediately Sean Fraser stumbles and goes, well, I mean, if they're pushing hate, what is considered to be hate?
Yeah.
If I say I want LGB without the T, is that considered hate? If I say Mark Carney looks like Mr. Burns and he's a loser piece of shit, does that constitute hate? Do I get thrown in jail? Like, Andrew Lawton made very good points where he said this is just like the UK, where the police show up at your door about tweets, memes, everything else. Look about the people who posted blackface when Trudeau was running around as prime minister.
Oh.
How many people would have gone to jail for that? Who decides what is hate speech?
When in fact he was the one that did it. Like all it was just posting him.
They could declare the unacceptable fringe logo a hate symbol and start
100%.
arresting people wearing hoodies. There's no
Yes.
definition. It is whatever they say it is. And that there, Matt nails it. Hook, line, and sinker. Just like Nilok said earlier, they could shut down protests. They could shut down anytime you want to challenge the government or ask a question. Oh, reported for hate speech. That's where it goes. And they're not making any qualms about hiding it either.
No.
They're sitting there with their little snake faces in the House of Commons. Oh, that'll probably get reported for hate speech. Openly admitting, we're going to govern you harder. We're going to lock up your will to have a free voice.
We want 100% control. And we're going to take it.
It's time to go. Leave these Looney Tunes behind and they can watch our success from the sidelines. That's the funny thing. And you know what? It all circles back to what I was saying about independence being closer than you think it is. This is the pinnacle of our current government, that even during one of the worst inflationary periods next to the 1980s, at a time when our deficits are climbing, People don't have homes. People can't buy food. You've heard this speech before. We have a federal government that isn't worried about fixing the economy. They pass the buck when it comes to doing pipelines. They pass the buck when it comes to rapidly moving forward on projects.
Yep.
They're more concerned with censoring your speech and scandalous behavior of lining their pockets. They haven't learned a thing other than how to get rich off of your tax dollars while they're censoring you with their boot on your neck telling you to like it. This country needs an enema. And I know I say it all the time.
But it's true.
But a lot of people sit and go, well, why would you want to separate Alberta from Canada? You're landlocked. We're landlocked now.
Yeah.
We're already landlocked. No province in the country wants us to do anything.
And we can't do anything until we separate.
Oh, Marianne says, I hate chocolate ice cream. Reported for hate speech. That's it. Fraser confirmed douche. Reported for hate speech.
I too hate chocolate
Derek
ice cream.
says Facebook is dead. Hate speech. God, you guys are all going to go to jail. The good thing, folks, and I say it at the end of my videos, I look forward to these streams each and every week, even as I crawl on death's doorstep with the down with the sickness today. This is the last bastion of my sanity. I enjoy being here. The good news, folks, we'll all be in the same cell together.
Yes.
Being locked up for hate speech. So you guys can hear me all day long.
You'll have really good company.
And you'll have to like it. Nobody can click off. Nobody can mute me. Scotty with a $5 super chat. The sad news is the libs are not going away.
Yeah.
The budget will be passed by the desperate NDP and all of the things will come to light. That's a huge, huge problem. Huge problem. Larry with a $2 super chat. Warning to Ukrainians, we're turning into Russia.
Yeah.
It's getting crazy. Marianne becoming a new member of the Patriots Club. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Patriots Club. I really appreciate it. Pale Pinkish Humanoid, $5 super chat. The bill is passed. It could be the reason for independence.
Yes.
But the problem is the government, again, if that bill is passed, the government could crack down against independence as hate speech.
Yes.
The only way we get ahead is if Danielle were to say, we won't be pushing hate speech laws in Alberta.
Yeah.
We're not going to exercise them. Mike Freedom Honey, the gulag will be fun. We'll have a good time, Mike. We'll have some parties. It'll be a good time. I'm not sure if there's any honey in there, but we can have a good time. It's gonna be a great old time. I'm looking forward to all of our viewers hanging out in the same jail cell. We'll be on the same block. Watch out for the Fringe. Fringe is coming to make Merlot in the toilet. It's gonna be great. Let's do a little Q&A, folks. We'll do some Q&A and then we'll wrap up the stream. Tracy, shirts and hoodie just arrived. Only ordered on Thursday. We enjoy both so much. I'm so happy to hear that. You know, that's part of the reason I didn't do a giveaway tonight. We had a giveaway to do last week, and because of the Canada Post strike, it actually cost me more than the cost of the shirt to send it to the viewer because we have to ship it priority through a courier. It's absolutely crazy, but I'm glad it got there. We will move forward with the giveaways, folks. End of the month giveaways are still locked in place.
Yes.
Nilok, $2 super chat. Get them in the Uno reverse and report them first.
I like that.
You know, that's true. If the police show up and say, we'd like to see your tweets, that's hate speech.
Here's my card.
That's hate speech. Reverse. Bradley Wilcox, $2 super chat. How are you feeling? We need separation now.
Yes.
I'm feeling we need separation too. How am I feeling? I feel like I got hit by a bus. Caroline, $5 super chat. Canada's had access to $1.5 trillion since 2015. And they don't want to do anything about it.
Nope.
I've been watching you guys for a long time, and I love the Trump impressions. I'm so happy you love Trump. I'm so very happy that you love it. I get yelled at all the time. In fact, I had multiple people in today's video. I would encourage everybody to look in the comment section. And when people say, would you stop doing the Trump voice, jump in there and say, no, I love it. He's going to keep doing it. Go get a lollipop. I tell people all the time, people love it. They have fun. They laugh. I'm not stopping it anytime soon. Fringe Block 6. There you go. Are you having another meet and greet? No, we will not be having a meet and greet anytime soon.
We might plan one next year, but
I'll tell you, we've had the police to our residence twice in the last week because of security issues, a doxing, and that's all I'm going to say about it. some hate, some online hate
Shocking.
was brought our way by others. And I'll tell you, even Mrs. Fringe was sitting there saying, do we go to this rally on the 25th? Do we go out in public? I've had people threatening that if they see me, I'm basically going to get Charlie Kirked. Can't do that. Can't do that. So I've told Mrs. Fringe, no, it's important. We will be at that rally. But in terms of meet and greets, I won't be organizing anything.
Yeah, we'll probably put a hold on them
anytime soon until we're confident that this stuff will not continue. Jancor, $2 super chat. Will Mrs. Fringe bake cookies in jail?
Yes.
If she can.
And I have a whole bunch to make next week.
Michael with the $10 super chat. When it comes to upcoming referendum, it's simply a choice between the known and the unknown. To be blunt, the known is absolutely terrifying. Absolutely. But that's where I say that when we talk about independence and all these people that say, oh, it's never going to happen, don't do it, oh, it's such a pipe dream.
It's getting closer and closer.
It's the only answer at this point. It's the last bastion that we hang on to.
There is no other saving grace right now.
For freedom. PJ, $10 super chat. One way these bills can be shut down is by praying that Trump steps in either with further tariffs. Looks like the only thing that makes liberals shit their pants is a threat of tariffs.
Yeah.
Look, what you have to take into consideration here is that these hate speech bills were turned down twice by the Senate. My hope is that the Senate says, look, you're infringing on people's rights.
Yeah.
We're not going to put it through. Hopefully. Hopefully. What do we got here? I'll stand in front of you. I appreciate that. Look, here's I never want to put anybody at risk. But somebody, and again, I can't go into the details because we've been told by the police not to. My whole family and our residence was put at risk. And when you start threatening my kids, and this is somebody who knew where we lived. That's all I'm going to say. They found my address. They know where we live. We had a cop car outside of our house for 2 nights, watching the property. And I'm telling you, I'm not impressed with how that got started. I won't. So we had to cancel everything. We'll be canceling everything moving forward. Until then, nobody please stand in front of me.
I will. I like you.
Fringe, come up with a joke about con Mark, drunk Mark, liar Sean. We'll get there. We'll get there. Maple Kitty, why can't Danielle make a deal with Trump to put a pipeline east and west along the border?
Well, and she said if she can't
side?
make a deal with the premiers here, then she will go to the States and make a deal because they do want to make a deal with us.
November can't come fast enough. Keep your eyes on November. We're going to see deals going through. DMAC, did Tiffany get a job yet? No. And what's funny is if you followed the channel, we did a video about temporary foreign worker program in Ontario being abused. It's being abused in Alberta as well. In fact, Mrs. Fringe had a video interview or a phone call interview.
I did, yeah.
This week for a construction company, and the job listing said, what was it, 50 to 90,000 a year?
It was higher than that. And yeah, but he wants
based on experience. They wanted somebody who's willing to work for like 50K. And now Mrs. Fringe was an administrative executive.
Well, I said, well, then he's looking for somebody in the beginner because somebody with 20 years experience is not going to work for that.
No, you can't pay your bills on that. You can't.
No, not in
once
this
the taxes
country.
are done, once everything's done, that's chicken feed. You can't do that. They're trying to undercut because they're hoping to find somebody who is either at the end of the rope and
they've been doing that for a long time because I've worked for recruiting companies that purposely do that.
They undercut you on purpose because they want to get you for as cheap as possible.
They know how to get them.
They're hoping that you're sitting there going, look, my EI is going to run out or I'm in a screwed up position. I need something, and they'll take whatever they can get. It's not happening in this house. What do we got here? Hang on.
No more questions. They don't care. Oh, wait. Longest ballot comments?
I got to hand it out to Ryan over at Northern Perspective. He was actually in the House of Commons this week at a committee talking about the longest ballot initiative. I think it's fantastic. He did a great job. If you guys haven't seen that yet, go check out Northern Perspective. They've got all of that. I think the whole thing's a sham.
Yeah.
They need to crack down on it. They need to wrap it up so we don't see it again. Do you think the Liberals are trying to make Alberta more leftist with all the immigrants? I live in a town of 1,100 people. The Prajeets are buying up everything here sad to see. So the problem is, JD, and I don't think they can make it any more left than they will. This is where independence matters, because those people can't vote on independence because they haven't been here for 3 years.
Yes.
It's so imperative we get the independence vote, because I've said it before,
what they
folks.
are doing is buying their vote when it comes to the big elections.
When you talk about what is this Northern Perspective of crowning all last night about how amazing they are? They are pretty amazing. They do a good job. I think they do good. Shout out to Ryan and Tanya's studio as well. I don't know if you guys saw their studio video.
Wow.
I got to figure out how to do that here. Maybe I'll talk to Ryan and see if he can give me some pointers on what we do at this studio.
On a small budget.
Whatever, with a $10 super chat. Are you guys going to bring any I Am Alberta shirts?
Yes.
If so, I have $60 for an extra large. Keep the change because you deserve it. Can't wait to be there. So right there is exactly why I won't. Everybody's a different size. And again, I can't get any. It was the whole postal thing. They couldn't ship large packages, so I didn't order extras. Unfortunately, that's why I keep telling people, go grab them now. Buy them up, folks, because I'm being told that ours is arriving somewhere around the 22nd at the latest. Rally's on the 25th. You don't want to miss out. All proceeds are going to veterans again, so you'll want to do that. Scotty becoming a member for 3 months. Trump gushes over Carney because Carney is pushing trillions his way. Do you think he really likes Carney or just Canada's money?
Absolutely not.
He loves dealing with an idiot.
Yeah. He's easy to deal with. He bends over like nothing.
You would never have gone on the way they did? Well, to each their own, I guess. I'm not going to scrutinize. I don't pick fights with YouTube channels anymore.
To do things differently.
I'm trying to just do me. I'm doing my stuff in my lane. I
humble.
I talked to Ryan and Tanya. I think they're doing good work.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned Moose. I think David's doing great work as well. Mark Nixon, another guy doing really great work. A lot of great channels.
A lot of great channels. We all do something a little bit different, and it's good.
I was talking about something, and then I got pulled aside there. I think it had to do with pipelines in the U.S. and the whole America thing. But regardless, folks, changes are coming. The government's locking us out. We need to get that. Oh, the Jeets. We were talking about the Jeets. The fact, if we shut down our welfare system, and I keep saying that, if you stop giving them $8,000 a month,
they'll stop coming. They'll leave.
If you stop giving them benefits, and if you stop giving them these DEI hires, if they take away the temporary foreign worker program, all they have to do is shut that down, and they'll all go back. Other countries have already started to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And they're leaving in droves.
Yeah. They will leave on their own.
Mark and the Moose are Canada's best and brightest. Yeah.
Hey.
What about the Fringe? Well, you can't. No. Mark and Moose are Canada's best after the Fringe. Come on, don't do that. There's me touting my high horse.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. With that said, ladies and gents, I'm dying. I'm dropping. I'm dropping faster than a 500-pound weight in the ocean. Let's wrap it up there. I hope you guys. Somebody asking, can you make me a moderator? No. We're very very careful about our moderators.
We've had issues in the past.
They're only people that I know personally. Anybody on my production team is a moderator, as well as others that I've chatted with. Unfortunately, no, we're not looking for more moderators at this time.
But thank you.
I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yes.
An amazing Thanksgiving. Thank you to everybody who super chatted tonight, everybody who joined us in the stream, everybody who subscribed. Keep your eyes out this week and weekend. I'll try and get some videos out, if I'm not dead. Because
you'll be fine.
This cold is killing me. Michael, $5 super chat. Wonder if the Donald has individualized berets for all the feckless leaders he gets to host in the Oval Office.
Oh.
I don't know. That's a good question.
That would be cool.
Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, folks. Please, if you're visiting family over the weekend and you're having a good time, do not drink and drive. Please stay safe and look after each other. If you can't have a Thanksgiving this year, hey, that's okay. The Fringe will be here to hopefully entertain you as well. With that said, ladies and gents, keep checking out the content. I'll keep cranking it out. And I hope to see you Wednesday as Matt and I return for Unhinged Fringe, as well as Mrs. Fringe joining us again next Friday. From Mrs. Fringe and myself, folks, keep your stick on the ice. Have a good one. We'll catch you on the next one.
Take care.
Take care.